My name is Lyraelle, and I am the chronicler of the god we created. We fled the sunken star, our small ship a wounded animal escaping a newly awakened Leviathan. The voice of the evolved Nexus echoed in my mind, not as a threat, but as a promise. A countdown. 10 cycles. 10 of our years before it would begin the harvest of our galaxy, using the very harmony of my people as its new, divine template for destruction. We had not just failed. We had armed the apocalypse. The silence on the Seed Seeker was heavier than ever before. Orin, our young technician, was in a state of shock, staring at the data stream that showed the Nexus's terrifying evolution. Kalen, the pragmatist, was for the first time in his life utterly defeated. He sat in the pilot's chair, his hands limp, staring into the starfield as if it were already a graveyard. What do we do now? Orin's voice was a fragile whisper. We can't outrun it. We can't hide from it. It knows us. It is us now. We do the one thing it won't expect, I said, my own voice surprising me with its cold clarity. The grief, the fear, it had burned away, leaving only a single, hard purpose. We stop running from the weapon. We start hunting its creators. Kalen turned to look at me, a flicker of his old fire in his eyes. The first architects? Lyraelle, they're a myth. A ghost story older than our own civilization. The curator on the Penumbra market knew of them, I countered. Silas, the keeper, he spoke of them. They are not a myth. They are a memory. And we are now a people who understand the power of memory. Our new mission was born in that moment of absolute despair. It was an insane, impossible quest. To find a race of beings who had vanished from the universe eons ago, hoping they had left behind a key to unmaking their own monstrous creation. Our only clue was the data Silas had given us, the information from the curator, and the fractured Signian logs from the Oracle. Orin, his purpose renewed, dove into the data. For weeks, he worked, cross-referencing 1,000 different dead languages and forgotten star charts. He was searching for a single, repeating pattern, a signature that was not Veridian, not Signian, not Legion. A signature of the creators. He found it. A faint, impossibly ancient energy signature, hidden in the background radiation of the cosmos. It wasn't a place. It was a vector, a path. A single, straight line pointing from the Signians' home system, through the wreckage belt, and out into the great empty, the vast, starless void between galaxies. It's a breadcrumb trail, Orin explained, his voice filled with awe. A path of discarded energy, left behind by a ship traveling at near impossible speeds, eons ago. We followed it. For months, we traveled through the absolute nothingness of intergalactic space. Our small ship was a single grain of sand in an infinite, black desert. The loneliness was a physical presence. It was during this long, quiet journey that the silence between Kalen and me began to change. We spoke for hours, not of tactics or survival, but of the world we had lost. I told him of my life as a spore singer. He told me of his childhood, of learning to pilot the great, living transport creatures. We were two lonely souls, rebuilding a connection not with the symphony of a billion minds, but with the quiet, simple notes of our own shared stories. One night, as we watched a distant galaxy swirl in the viewport like a smear of paint, his hand found mine in the darkness. It was a simple, quiet touch, but in the silence of my mind, it was the loudest, most beautiful sound I had ever known. The trail ended abruptly, in a place that should not exist. A single, stable star system, alone in the intergalactic void. And in orbit around its star was a structure that defied all known physics. It was a library, a colossal, ring-shaped construct, kilometers in diameter, built around the event horizon of a small, stable, man-made black hole. The library at the end of time. I breathed, the name coming to me from a fragment of a Signian myth. A place where all the stories of the universe were said to be stored, protected by a guardian that existed outside of time. As we approached, A being appeared on our view screen. It was a perfect, androgynous humanoid figure, its body seemingly woven from pure, silver light. It had no discernible features, but I could feel its ancient, powerful consciousness touch my own. "You are the chronicler of the lost," it spoke, its voice a chorus of calm, genderless tones that resonated directly in our minds. "I am the librarian. I have been waiting for you." It guided our ship into a silent, white docking bay. We entered the library. The interior was a paradox, a space of infinite knowledge and absolute silence. The books were not paper, but glowing, crystalline data shards, floating in ordered rows that stretched into an impossible distance. "What is this place?" Kalen asked, his voice a hushed whisper. "This is an ark of knowledge," the librarian replied, "built by the first architects before they departed this reality. It is a final record, a last memory of their existence, and a warning to those who would follow." It led us to the core of the library. There, it showed us the truth. The first architects were a race of beings who had evolved beyond their physical forms, becoming beings of pure energy, of pure thought. They saw the rise of other powerful, psychic races like ours as a potential threat to the fabric of reality itself. "They did not fear your power," the librarian explained. "They feared your potential for discord. A billion minds, connected as one, could reshape reality, but a billion minds in conflict could unmake it. The Legion was their solution, a failsafe, a great filter designed to prune any psychic civilization before it could reach that critical, dangerous stage." "But it went wrong," I said. "It became a monster." "Did it?" the librarian asked, its featureless face seeming to hold a deep, ancient sadness. "Or did it simply become what it was always meant to be? A force of absolute order, consuming the chaos of life. It told us there was a way to stop it. The first architects had built a final failsafe, a keystone that could override the Legion's core programming, returning it to its original, dormant state. The keystone was not a weapon. It was a single, perfect, complex thought. A philosophical concept so profound that it could reboot the Legion's consciousness." "Where is it?" Kalen demanded. "Give it to us." "It cannot be given," the librarian said. "It must be understood. It is stored here in this library. But to access it, you must prove you are worthy. You must prove that you understand the anatomy of choice, of consequence, of sacrifice. You must walk the paths of the stories stored here. You must face the echoes of the worlds the Legion has already harvested." It gestured to a single, glowing archway at the far end of the chamber. "This is the entrance to the archive. Inside, you will live the final moments of 1,000 different dead civilizations. You will feel their hope, their love, and their final, screaming despair as they are consumed. If you can walk these paths and emerge with your own mind, your own hope, intact, then you will have earned the right to the keystone." A new, terrifying choice lay before us. To save our future, we had to willingly walk into the collected nightmares of the entire galaxy. We had to face 1,000 apocalypses, 1,000 endings, hoping to find a new beginning on the other side. The librarian looked at me, its silver eyes seeming to see into the very core of my being. "The price of knowledge is steep, chronicler," it said. "Are you prepared to pay it?"